This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, it's a great zechus to be here on Har Menuchos at literally one of my favorite places in the whole world, the Kever of Rabbi Chaim, Yosef, Dovid, Azulai, Maran, Go'enu Zenu, the Chida. The Chida's name began as Yosef, and later the names Chaim and Dovid were added. Now it is said, we know that the Chida's literary output was incredible, unparalleled. The Chida lived 83 years. He produced 83 Sefarim. The Chida is most well known for the Berkei Yosef and the Machzik Bracha, but it's interesting, at age 16 he composed his first work, which is known as Ha'alim Davar, where he answers 150 different questions, and the way he answers them is through explaining certain historical inaccuracies and errors that crept into text or a misconception, and that's how the Chida addressed these questions. Then, at age 18, the Chida wrote a Perush HaMasechta Horayos called Sha'ar Yosef. Now, at age 18, something very seminal happened in the life of the Chida, namely, Reb Chaim ibn Attar, the Or Chaim HaKadosh, moved to Yerushalayim from Morocco, and he became the Chida's Rabbi. And even though the Chida only learned from the Or Chaim HaKadosh for 1 year, the Chida considered the Or Chaim HaKadosh his Rabbi. Now, what the Chida was also very well known for was he was a Shadar. Shadar means Shlucha d'Rabbanan. He traveled from Yerushalayim, from Eretz Yisrael, and he came to the communities in Europe on 2 different occasions. He came from 1753 to 1758, and he came from 1773 to 1778. On his first trip, he visited 148 cities. On his second trip, he visited 156 cities. So the Chida is one of the most dynamic and colorful personalities of Gedolei Yisrael in our history. And it's been said about the Chida, Mi Yosef ad Yosef, from Maran Bet Yosef, from the Mechaber, until Reb Chaim Yosef David Azulai, Loi Kam Ke Yosef, nobody arose like him in Klal Yisrael. What's interesting also, especially in the times that we're living in now, is that one of his most well-known works, Shem HaGedolim, he wrote in quarantine. Because when he came to Italy, he had to stay in a lazaretto. Lazaretto, he was in harbor on the boat for 40 days, and he did not have access to Sarim, and in quarantine, he was able to accomplish so much. So you see, even in quarantine, it's possible to achieve great accomplishments. May the zechus of the Chida be megan aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Amen.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.